All right, coaches Lisa and Terry, I have a few questions for you. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? Lisa.
Oh God, why do I gotta go first? He's the head coach. Oh. If I could do one superpower, I would want to actually fly because I like to travel. So I could go wherever I wanted and not have to pay airline tickets or stand in TSA lines.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
And what's your actual superpower now that you have?
I can sleep anywhere, at any time, at any place.
Like every drive to the
Every
gym.
drive to the gym. I actually slept to the gym on the way here, sitting in the car seat perfectly straight up and down. So I can sleep wherever, whenever.
Okay. Terry, same thing. If you could have one superpower.
If I could have one superpower, we can do cheat powers, or we just
Yeah,
just
no,
one
any
general?
power. Any
Yeah,
power.
it's your
All
question.
right.
It's your question.
So I'm gonna show my age, but if you've watched the TV show Heroes, Peter Petrelli had a power; he could absorb any power.
Oh.
Oh, you have the power of the powers.
Okay. But what is your current superpower?
The inability to say no.
Wow. Terry's wife Tara chimed in on that one. All right. All right, we'll start with you, Terry. What is something on your bucket list and why?
The Northern Lights. Always been intrigued by science, so always wanted to see those.
Yeah. Okay. Lisa?
I have a severe love for animals, so I would love to go to Australia and just in South Africa. I also want to go cage diving with sharks. So cage diving with great white sharks is kind of really high up on my bucket list.
Well, that's good. Why is that?
Because I feel like I have Doug and he would be a good test feeder for the shark. I'm just kidding. No, I just think that they are the superpower of all. Like, they're just an amazing species. So it would be really cool to see them up close. Just that much power.
Okay. Well, then to play off of that in Australia, if you could travel anywhere, where would you go?
Right now, I want to go to Thailand. I really want to go to Thailand. So,
Okay.
and I want to do rock climbing in Thailand.
Okay. And have you ever been to Ireland by any chance?
I have not been to Ireland yet, but I have been to England a couple times. So we've been to London a few times in south of England. I think we've been to England 3 times now.
Wow.
So, but
Yeah.
we have not been to Ireland yet.
Okay.
So super excited.
All right. And Terry, if you could travel anywhere, where would you go?
It'd be a follow-up to the bucket list question, so definitely Alaska, so we could see a good spot for the lights.
The best
Yeah.
spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. How close have you been to Alaska? Illinois?
About where? I don't know. Yeah, California.
Well, that's not that
Maybe.
far.
I don't know.
Closer than here.
Yeah,
That is
closer,
true.
closer
That's
to where we
true.
are now.
Yeah.
All right. What's the most interesting job you've ever had, Lisa?
I guess the most interesting job would be professional high diver.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I dove at like amusement parks and in fairs. So we dove from anywhere from 3 meters, which is 10 feet. So we used springboards and we went all the way up to 100 feet into about 12 feet of water.
Cannonball.
Cannonballs! Splash. Yeah,
But what was the worst job you had and why?
Okay, so probably the worst job I ever had was a coaching job, and it was just a negative environment. And I don't do, I can be a strict coach, but I don't do negative.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a good fit for me.
Okay.
Like mean, like ridiculing children. I don't do that. I don't ridicule children, other than
So-
you. I ridicule Zach.
Yeah. And me.
You're not a child.
Terry, what is the most interesting job you've ever had?
Oh, I don't know if I've ever had it interesting. Probably my last one before we opened the gym. Worked for an environmental company.
Current job you own.
Well, that's interesting,
Yeah.
but like, you know, other than the gym,
Owning
like
your own gym.
I
for
mean,
an
that's
environmental
boring. That's
company.
pretty boring. Yeah.
an environmental company, we did disaster response. So I was IT administrator, so I used to
Yeah.
follow around for storms with FEMA and satellite trailers, things like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Nice. So what was the worst job you had and why?
Right after Hurricane Katrina, I worked for a tire company, and we used to travel around and pick up spare tires across the state. And that was miserable. Used to smell like dirty black rubber tires.
Like
for
ones that
days.
washed up in the floods?
Yeah.
Oh my
We
goodness.
just drove around for hours and
Yeah.
just picked up tires and threw them in a truck.
You probably win. You probably win for that question.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's points, you get
I
one.
did that for 3 days. That's all.
3 days.
Yeah.
And still smell
Mine
like a
didn't
tire
last that
for
long
about
either.
6 after.
All right, Lisa.
Yeah.
Is your desk organized or disorganized?
Well, I don't have a desk. I have like a backpack, and it is organizationally disorganized. Is that a thing?
Yes,
That's a thing.
Because that's
Yeah.
my exact.
Controlled chaos.
Yes.
So I'm gonna know where everything is, and if anyone looks at it, it looks like it's organized. But when you look further, you're gonna be like, I don't understand how her brain puts these things together. But so for me, it's organized, but for everybody else, it's gonna look a little bit chaotic.
So what does that say about your personality? Tara.
Possibly, I'm a disaster. That might be what it says.
That's how your thoughts are processed?
Yeah, that's how my thoughts go. I'm
Okay.
a little bit of a disaster.
Terry, you seem to identify with that pretty well.
Yes.
runs in the family.
I can tell you exactly where everything is on my desk. Don't you go look for it yourself because you won't find it. I can tell you where it is.
Okay.
It is organized to me, not to everyone else. Yeah. And it's exactly how my brain works
Okay.
all the time.
Tara made the same face for him.
Okay. Terry, spinning off of that, what is your learning and teaching style? Or does that differ?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I can learn both. I can learn visually and like by
Kinesthetically.
yeah.
By
So like,
reading.
but I like to teach both, visually, and then with the kids in the gym, you kind of adapt to your teaching methods.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be taught the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, my little David over there. Yeah, we got kids, adults, older adults, young kids. So all your teaching methods kind of have to differ. I don't have one solid teaching
Yeah.
method.
Yeah.
Okay.
Positive reinforcement, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your fundamental.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Lisa.
I definitely learn kinesthetically. I'm definitely I learn it through feeling it, and if I can't feel it, I have a hard time understanding it, and then visual will come secondary. Auditory is rough for me. I can't process that. So that being said, teaching wise, I think we all go to auditory first because it's just the easiest one to communicate. But I really like teaching, like especially when I'm coaching like gymnastics, I like teaching through drills. Can you feel that? Do you understand what I want you to feel? So I tend to use those words a little bit more. Can you feel what I want you to do, or does that make sense? Does that translate into body motion? But I also will use a lot of positive and constructive criticism. That's what we call it, constructive criticism.
Uh-huh.
Criticism.
Okay. So what do the athletes,
No.
wait, what are the athletes going to hear you say over and over again? Lisa?
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, I feel like in this gym, we say "let's go" a lot, or "yes," or "I'm so proud of you," or "that was good." Unless your name is Zach England, and then you might hear "you can do better." Why didn't you link that? So,
Yeah.
but I don't know that I have like a catchphrase per se for me very much. I think I changed that up a little bit.
Okay.
You have a catchphrase?
Do I have a catchphrase?
I mean, you
Yeah,
asked
we-
some of the kids.
So I
Don't
will
let
s-
go.
Don't let
Don't
go.
look down. The mats
Yeah.
will always be there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Those are probably the most.
I
two
think
common
I got
things.
you. You say I
And
got,
I got
you.
you.
I got,
I got
you.
you.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
probably
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
I guess.
actually asked some of the kids that, and it'll be interesting to compare.
Oh no.
Oh God.
I'm a little nervous, but all right.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess that concludes this interview.
Awesome. All right.
Thank
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye. So, what is something that Coach Lisa always says?
Good job.
What do you think is something that Coach Terry always says? Wait,
Swing harder.
swing harder. Okay, and what makes Lisa a good coach?
Everything.
Okay, well, what about Coach Terry? What's something about him that makes him a really good coach?
Yeah.
That he helps us? Yeah, that's good. Okay, thank you. All right, so what is a common phrase that you always hear Coach Terry say?
He always comes up to me and he looks at me all serious and he goes, "What's up?" Leans in real close, says, "What's up?"
Okay, I can see him saying that. All right, and what makes Terry a good coach?
He's really good at just explaining everything and being positive always.
Uh-huh.
I've never heard him say anything negative.
Yeah.
And so, it just helps improve and, even if you're failing every time, you don't feel bad about it.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Thank you.